Hey there, Blaine Bond, Tucson, Arizona with eXp Realty, and welcome back to Living in Tucson, your Tucson real estate connection. It's that time again. Let's break down the November 2025 Tucson housing market report. Rates are easing, inventory keeps climbing, and buyers are remaining selective. So let's dive on in. Mortgage Application Index. Each and every month, we'd like to take a look at the Mortgage Application Index. You can see the familiar inverse relationship between mortgage rates and mortgage applications. When rates go down, applications go up. This past month, purchase applications rose about 2.5% to their highest level since nearly 2023. So, even with rates trickling down, the buyers who are in the market or are looking to enter the market right now are serious, but they're selective. They're watching home prices very closely. I have buyers at nearly every price point right now who are either qualified, have cash, or they're just waiting to sell their home to make a move. This is to say, pricing has not been this important than it has in years. Now, pricing has always been important, but with inventory rising, which we'll get into here soon, buyers do not really care about rising inventory. With home prices where they're at, people are very much willing to sit tight and wait for the right home at the right price. Rising inventory is something we've been waiting for some time now, but nonetheless, pricing and condition are top priority. So if you're looking to list your home, I encourage you to check out my What Every Home Seller Should Do Before Listing video or give me a call for a consultation. Now let's move on to the mortgage rate snapshot. Before we jump into the local trends, let's touch on mortgage rates real quick. As of early December, the 30-year fixed is sitting around 6.19% and the 15 years hovering at 5.44%. Rates have been drifting downward for several weeks now, and we're sitting near the bottom of the 52-week average range. We're also seeing less volatility than earlier this year, and that's clearly helping buyer confidence, especially going forward as we might be seeing another Fed rate coming. Percent of list. Percentage of list is when a seller lists a home in the MLS, what percentage of the list price are they actually getting? This is based on the final list price and does not include price reductions. We'll touch on price reductions in the next section. For November, homes in Tucson sold for about 97.8% of list or 2.2% under the asking price on average. This is slightly stronger than this time last year, but very much a market where buyers can negotiate and pricing strategy matters. And stay tuned, we'll get into price reductions here in a little bit. Days on market. Days on market measures the time from when a home is listed in the MLS to when it goes under contract, not the time it takes to close. The typical contract period is right around 30 days. Sometimes you'll see cumulative days on market, which includes the total time a home has been listed, even if it fell out of contract and ended up being relisted. For November, the median days on market was 26 days, which is flat compared to this time last year. Homes are still moving, buyers just have more choices, and they're taking a little bit more time before writing offers. Townhomes and condos, however, are seeing quite a shift, which we'll also dive into here in a bit. Price per square foot or average dollar per square foot. The price per square foot is calculated by dividing the price of the home by the total livable square footage of a home. The average price per square foot across all property types is now $237, which is actually up 3.9% year over year. It's modest but steady increase that tells us values are holding even when inventory rises and buyers shop more carefully. A few of you have reached out and asked for more detailed trend analysis, things like month-to-month shifts or tracking the market from January through today. The challenge is that real estate has strong seasonal cycles, and from month-to-month data, that can be quite misleading without a lot of context. That's why in these videos, we stick to the year-over-year comparison, comparing November this year to November last year, because that removes seasonality and gives a clear picture of the true market movement. For those of you who do want deeper analytics, we have always published the monthly market report in our blog. It's a complete 12-month charts, data, trends, inventory curves, all the visuals, full tracking for the past 12 months. I think we've been a bit quiet about the charts that we provide, and I'll start linking that in the description if you do want to start analyzing kind of month over month rather than perhaps jumping around these videos or just kind of trying to figure it out. So there is a full market report posted in our blog every single month, and I'm going to start linking that at the top of the show notes. Also, on that note, if you think I bloviate a little bit too much, which I can do, especially in a video like this, I'll start doing a 60-second market update shorts each and every month that just gets straight to the data. Speaking of data, let's move on. Median home sales prices. Starting off with single family homes. Median home sales prices for single family homes came in at $375,000, which is down just 1.2% from this time last year. So we're essentially flat. The average single family home sales price jumped 11%, which tells us that higher end homes were in the mix this month. I was watching a documentary last night about the Paleolithic age, and it says that the average lifespan back then was about 35 years. But in reality, if you survived childbirth and infancy, you probably lived till you're about 50 or 60 years old. So, why does the average say 35? Because of the large number of infants that didn't survive, that pulls the average of the lifespan down. The typical adult lived much longer than that. This is exactly why we focus on median instead of averages in real estate. The median shows the middle of the market, the point where half the homes sold above and half the homes sold below. That way we don't get distorted by the extremes. One ultra luxury sale or one very distressed sale can swing the averages pretty hard, but the median cuts through the noise and gives a much clearer picture of what's actually happening for the typical buyer and seller. Sticking with median home sales prices, let's move on to townhomes and condos. For townhomes and condos, the median came in, and my chair keeps sliding back. For townhomes and condos, the median came in at $246,500, which is down 8.7% year over year. That segment is cooling faster, most likely due to affordability pressures and lower investor activity. Now let's look at all properties for the median home sales price. Looking at all home types combined, the median home sales price was $348,000, which is down just 1.8% from this time last year. Slight softening, but nothing dramatic. Let's dive into home inventory, economics 101, supply and demand. We had 938 new listings hit the market in November, which is down 9.5% from last year. On the demand side, 585 homes went pending, which is also down 7.3%. But as of today, we're sitting at 2,962 active listings and a month's supply of 4.89 months, the highest we've seen in quite a while. That puts us at a much closer and balanced market than we've seen in years. For buyers, that means more options and more negotiating room. For sellers, it means pricing smartly and watching your competition is more important than ever. Pretty much been the story this entire year. Moving on to price drops. Nearly half of all active listings, about 46%, have taken at least one price drop. The median time before the price reduction is just 15 days. On homes that sold in November, 41% had a price drop, and the average price reduction from the original list price was close to 9%. The median reduction was about 7.6%. This is the clearest sign that sellers who are overpricing are being corrected by the market very quickly, usually within the first 2 weeks. All right, let's start to wrap up with sales activity. Total closed home sales for November came in at 606, which is down 6.5% from this time last year. Volume for this month was just over $284 million, which is actually up 3.3%, again pointing at more higher end activity. Single family homes that make up the majority of the market came in at 2,203 active listings, and the average list price was $617,000. Townhomes, they're sitting around 259 active listings, averaging about $360,000, while condos have 285 available with an average price right around $230,000. Manufactured homes, we have about 164 active listings, averaging about $227,000, and mobile homes sitting around 51 listings with an average price of about $140,000. What we're hearing from lenders, title companies, and buyers on the ground matches this. Things are still moving, but the pace is still lukewarm. More inventory, slightly fewer sales, and buyers are being picky. So what does this all mean? Inventory is climbing, days on market are holding steady, and nearly half of listings you're seeing are hitting price drops. So if you're buying, you've got more choices than ever and more negotiating power than you've had in years. And if you're selling, getting the price right from day one is critical. As always, if you want a hyper-local breakdown of your neighborhood or your price point, please reach out anytime. And of course, you've heard it all before. Please leave us a like if you got any value out of this video. Hit that subscribe button and make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And don't forget that I'm going to start linking the full data sheet, which again, we've always posted on our website, but I'm going to link that at the top of the show notes for all of you data hungry individuals out there. Now make it a great day.
Buying or selling a home is one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. That's why you need a local Tucson expert real estate partner. With all the exciting reasons you have for buying a home, one of the biggest reasons is it can dramatically increase your family's wealth. So whether you're looking to purchase your first home, your next home, a second home, an investment property, or maybe you want to sell your home, choosing an experienced real estate expert to help you will make it a smooth and easy process. And choosing the right realtor can make the difference of more money in your pocket after closing. So whether you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned investor, or maybe just interested in knowing what your home's worth, contact Tyler Ford and Team today. Call Tyler Ford and Team today at 520-775-3400. That's 520-775-3400.